Today, we're talking about something huge that has been quietly unfolding, a story with massive implications for global energy. You see, while the world was busy looking elsewhere, India pulled off a truly monumental breakthrough. Let's get right into it.
What we're talking about here is a technological leap so advanced that very few nations have ever managed to pull it off. And honestly, it's the kind of development that could totally reshape the country's entire future.
So, what exactly happened? What's all the fuss about? Well, let's break down the who, what, and where of this major step forward.
Okay, so here are the core facts. On April 6, 2026, down in Kalpakkam, Tamil Nadu, India's brand new prototype fast breeder reactor successfully achieved criticality. Now, that word, criticality, is absolutely key. In simple terms, it just means the reactor is officially switched on. It's stable, it's running, and the nuclear chain reaction inside is sustaining itself. The engine has been started.
And what an engine it is. This one reactor alone can generate 500 megawatts of power. To give you some perspective, that's enough juice to power somewhere between 400,000 and 500,000 homes. But believe it or not, the electricity, well, that's not even the most exciting part of this whole story. Right, because this isn't just any old power plant. The real game changer here, the thing that makes this so special, is the type of reactor we're talking about. This is what's called a fast breeder reactor. Now get this, it's a nuclear power plant that does something that sounds, well, kind of impossible. It actually creates more fuel than it uses up. I mean, just imagine a car that somehow ends a long road trip with more gas in the tank than when it started. That's what we're talking about here. So, how does this magic trick work? Well, let's walk through it. The reactor starts off by using uranium as its fuel, to generate power like a normal reactor. But as it's running, the intense nuclear reaction actually transforms some of that material into a totally new, usable fuel, plutonium. And this new plutonium can then be used to power even more reactors down the line.
And that right there is the fundamental difference. A regular reactor just burns through its fuel until it's gone. A breeder reactor, on the other hand, is a true long-term solution. It's making power for us today while also creating the fuel we're going to need for tomorrow.
Now you have to understand, this incredible achievement didn't just happen out of the blue. It's actually a super important piece of a much bigger, visionary plan for India that was set in motion decades ago.
This entire strategy was the brainchild of the absolutely brilliant scientist Homi J. Bhabha. He dreamed up a three-stage nuclear program designed to make India completely self-reliant for its energy. And this new reactor? It marks the successful completion of the second, and you could argue the most difficult stage of that incredible dream.
Bhabha's master plan was elegant. Stage 1 was all about using existing reactor technology. Stage 2, which is right where we are now, was to build these super advanced fast breeder reactors. And all of this was carefully designed to lead to the ultimate prize, Stage 3. So what is this ultimate goal? Why go through all the trouble of building these insanely complex breeder reactors? Well, the answer lies in a massive, untapped natural resource that India just happens to have more of than anyone else. You see, India is sitting on the world's single largest known reserves of an element called thorium. Now, thorium can be used for nuclear power, but there's always been one big catch. We haven't been able to use it directly in our existing reactors. It needed a missing piece. And that's it. The fast breeder reactor is that missing link. It's the technology that creates the exact right conditions needed to convert India's huge thorium reserves into usable nuclear fuel for a whole new generation of reactors. This machine is literally the key to unlocking a national treasure.
So when you start to put all these pieces together, when you zoom out and look at the big picture, you really begin to see the true scale of what this means for India's future.
This is way more than just a power plant. It's practically a declaration of energy independence. It offers a real, long-term solution to energy needs. It dramatically cuts down the country's reliance on other nations for fuel, and it finally lets India use its own incredible natural resources. And let's not forget, on the world stage, this makes India only the second country on Earth, after Russia, to be operating this kind of advanced commercial reactor. That is a huge deal. By mastering its own fuel cycle, India isn't just solving its energy problems for today or tomorrow. It's potentially securing its needs for centuries. And that leaves us with one massive question to think about. Is this the moment that finally puts India on the path to becoming a true global energy superpower?